South Australia have finally released their eligibility requirements for the 491 and 190 visa. And in this video today, we will talk about the eligibility guidelines for those applicants who are working in South Australia. This is called the Working in South Australia stream. I previously did a video for graduates of South Australia, so if you are someone who graduated in South Australia, check that video out. Now, to be eligible for any skilled visa, do remember that you have to be under 45 years of age, score at least competent English unless otherwise specified. I will talk about this later. And you also must have a valid skills assessment in an eligible occupation. Now, the first thing you would do is go ahead and check out the skilled occupation list on the IMMISA website and just double check that your occupation is eligible under this stream. So if you meet those eligibility requirements, that will be a great start. And don't forget, if you want to get in contact with myself or one of our fantastic lawyers or agents, our contact details are below. And I've also released mini courses for those who want to learn about Australian immigration. You can check that out at courses.tracymigration.com.au. Now, I did mention previously that you must score at least competent English to be eligible for skilled visa in general. However, this will also depend on your occupation, and some occupations require registration or licensing to practice in South Australia, and those registration or licensing bodies will require you to have a certain English requirement. So for example, registered nurses need to have 7 each to be eligible for their registration. You will need to score at least 65 points on the Department of Home Affairs points test. Now, South Australia have previously mentioned that they'd care less about points at this stage. It's not competitive such as other states, but you must meet the eligibility requirements for a state nomination. So points are less important at this stage. You must be living in South Australia for the past 12 months, and you must be working in your nominated occupation for the past 6 months. The work must be full-time, and you must be currently employed at 30 hours per week at least. So this does make it hard for those applicants who aren't working 30 hours per week for any reason, such as their visa conditions, but looks like you will definitely have to meet the 30 hours per week. Your job must be related to your nominated occupation. So the way you check this is you go ahead and check out the ANSCO code of your occupation. Then for South Australia, it's a little bit different. For the Department of Home Affairs, they go by the first 4 ANSCO digit codes. But for South Australia, they actually go by the first 2, which means there's actually a really broad range of occupations that you could be working in. So go ahead and check out your occupation and the ANSCO group, and then just look at the first 2 digits. Any occupation with the same first 2 digits is considered closely related to your occupation, which makes it really good. But do remember, this is different to Department of Home Affairs. So if you're working in an occupation with the first 2 unit groups are the same, you can use this for state nomination for South Australia, but you can't use this to claim points on your expression of interest. So this is really important. Please note that you also need to have completed this work experience after you completed your course. So it must be post-qualification. Now, this year is competitive due to the allocations, which should be returned back to normal next financial year. However, South Australia will prioritise certain applicants. So this includes applicants who hold a temporary visa, which will expire before the 31st of August 2024. So for example, a 485 visa. They will also prioritise applicants who are turning 45 years of age before the 31st of August 2024. They will prioritise applicants who've been working in their nominated occupation for a longer period of time, and also types of skilled employment. So they will prioritise applicants who are working in certain sectors. This includes health and medical sciences, trades and construction, early childhood and teaching, digital technology, food and agribusiness, creative industries, tourism, hospitality, and resources energy. So the good news is I feel like the priority sectors is pretty broad. You will need to lodge your registration of interest first, and then you will wait to be nominated. If you are nominated, you will be able to apply for the visa to the Department of Home Affairs. So that's it for the Working in South Australia stream. It is pretty straightforward. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. In the next video, we'll talk about the highly skilled and talented stream in South Australia. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.